Guillermo, hi, Jim Delapointe here. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Guillermo or Guillermo, but I apologize in advance for that. So let's take a look at what we have here, and I wanted to give you some uh, feedback on the fact that there's no adjustment layer that is a clipping mask, and there is also I see that you do have a saved and renamed channel that's or selection that's saved as a channel. That's great. So keep in mind that you need to use an adjustment layer that is a clipping mask, okay? So I'm going to give you directions on that in my comments. So what I see about this regarding the background is that it doesn't look like it's really in a on a surface yet, okay? You have this nice background here. It's very abstract, but I want to show you how you can make that work. So I'm going to go to my rectangular marquee tool. And let's see, this is here. So I'm going to put a selection that meets this texture, this technique, the design rather. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this to another layer. I'm actually going to remove this from this layer and copy to the layer above. All right, so Control Shift J. All right. Whoops. Let me undo that. Control. Okay, let me undo that. Okay. Why? Oh, that's interesting. It did the reverse of what I wanted. I want to bring this. Well, actually, I could do it another way. Control J copies what's in that selection and brings it to the layer above. What is going on here? 1 second here. Um, no, I had it right. Yeah, I had it right the first time. What am I doing here? Okay, so let me undo that. Okay, let's start again. So Control Shift J will copy that to the layer above and remove it from the underlying layer. Okay, so you have these two separate layers. So I just want to let you know, Control J will copy what's in that selection to the layer above. Okay, but leave it still on the original layer. So you have some options here. So I'm going to take this top layer, this layer here, and go to Edit, Transform, Perspective. I'm going to pull from the lower right or left bounding box and just pull that out. All right, just pull it out all the way as far, and then I'll hit enter to apply the transformation. So now at least he's kind of looks like he's in a room because of the angles of the lines. But let's take it a step further and change the lighting in it. So what we're going to do is create a levels adjustment layer, okay, that is a clipping mask. So click on this. Actually, it's the wrong time to use that, but I'll show you, and I'll show you why. So click on the adjustment layer icon and select the levels. All right. So what we'll do is we'll work with these sliders here. So if I drag this to the right, actually this will work. If I drag this a little bit to the left, for example, it'll lighten it. Okay. Now it's lightening the entire image because it's seeing both layers. But if we select, if we create a clipping mask, it's going to attach only to the underlying layer. So if I Alt click in between these layers here, it's going to attach the adjustment layer to that underlying layer. Okay, so you have that. Okay, see what I mean? So I mean, I could even make this lighter. I can do this, make it more dramatic. I could even change the color by selecting this and going to the use saturation, for example. So this is now, it's clipped again because I selected it first and the top one was clipped. So these are both clipped to this bottom area here. So I could actually change the color of it. You know, I could have fun with this. All right, increase the saturation to make it, so saturation increases the richness of a color. You can go to the extreme here. U affects the color itself. And then lightness is obviously the lightness or darkness of a color. Okay. So yeah, I would say you can experiment with this and just you could just use the levels if you want, you know, but you have options. Okay, so I'll just hide this for now. So now with the text, I like this font. This font really it fits the background style so very well. So let's have a little more fun here. Let's Oh, I see. You have, see, that's what you thought was an adjustment layer that is a clipping mask because you have an image above it. Let me see here. Wait, what's the layer is this? This here. Yes, you have. I see that. Okay. All right, but well, here's what I'm going to do. I'll just hide this for now. I'm going to take the text and I'm going to rasterize it first of all because I don't have the font. So I'm going to rasterize this type. And you can use any type you want. The bolder, the better, actually. So I don't know how well or how effective this will be. And I'll go to Fred and I will right click and rasterize that type. Okay. And then I'll bring this text down here. I'll scale it up, Control T. I'm just doing something a little different here. I guess something like that. And I'll center it. And what I'll also do is rasterize this. So, I mean, give this a perspective. Edit, transform perspective. The perspective option does not work with text. So this I would actually be lining up with the lines on the ground. And see, this is not the best example because you don't see all of the text. Let's see, flipping food, Fred. Since this is, let me do this. I rasterized this, so it's really art now. So I'm going to remove this from this layer by using the technique of Control Shift J. So now it's on its own layer. Okay, so I'll take food and I'll bring it down here. I'm going to make this really big. See, because this is thin, it's not going to work as well. But let's see, flip in. So seeing that here. And I'll just have fun with this, you know. Flip in. Oh, maybe open this up here. I don't know. All right, something like that. All right, so you got something a little different there. You could always soften this up. You could always, you could always. I wonder how blending modes would work. All right, so let's fill this with a color. It doesn't really matter because when we change the blending modes, you'll get an interesting effect. So okay, so this is all that's on the layer. Okay, just this text, this white stuff. Okay, that white of the text. So that means if I fill this layer with a color, I can affect only that text by clicking on the lock transparent pixel icon. All right, so I'll go to I don't know, random color red. Red's going to be horrible, but so if I hit Alt Delete on this layer and the transparent portion is locked, it means it's protected. It's only going to affect the text. Okay. And then what I can do is go in and fill out the blending mode. So let's say darken. Everyone you'll have a different effect. Darken. I'm using my down arrow keys to change. Notice I can scroll through all of the effects. Okay. So you may see one you like. So far I don't see anything I like. I don't see anything. Hard mix difference. Maybe it's the color. I don't know. It has to, with regards to color, it has to do with the color of the text and the background text that it's affecting. Okay, so, but I mean, I just want to show you different techniques. I don't want to tell you exactly what to do. I want to show you options. All right, so for Fred, let's choose another crazy color. I don't know. Let's choose just a green, bright green. Okay, so for Fred, I'll lock the transparent portion. If I don't lock the transparent portion, I hit Alt Delete, that'll happen. Okay, but if I lock that transparent part, that will happen. And then I can go to my blending modes and scroll through. Now note that it's outlined, and it's outlined because you have a layer style that's an outline for it. So yeah, you know, that green is pretty horrific. So don't choose that color. So also you can hide the effects if you don't want them. You know, just click on the visibility icon. All right, so I'm going to stop there. All right, don't forget to make sure your adjustment layers that are clipped is in for the final submission. You have to save the renamed channel. Okay. All right, take care.